Federal Government of Nigeria sets to generate funds from e-payment channels. Ghanaian President begins inspection of health facilities. Yemen records building collapse due to heavy rainfall. Heavy fighting rages in eastern Ukraine. In Nigeria, the federal government is set to make over 483 billion naira in 3 years from electronic payment boom by way of electronic money transfer levy. This projection was made by the Budget Office of the Federation and revealed in its 2023-2025 medium-term expenditure framework and fiscal strategy paper. The EMTL was introduced in the Finance Act 2020, which amended the Stamp Duty Act to tap into the growth of electronic fund transfer in the nation. It is a single one-off charge of 15 naira on electronic receipt or transfer of money deposited in any deposit money bank or financial institution or any type of account on sum of 10,000 naira and above. According to the Budget Office, which is under the Ministry of Finance, Budget and National Planning, the nation intends to make at least 137 billion naira in 2023, 157 billion naira in 2024, and 189 billion naira from the electronic money transfer levy. The All Progressive Congress APC in Osun State has described as untrue the allegation by the leadership of the Osun Progressives that Governor Adegboyega Oyetola and the chairman of the party in the state, Prince Gboyega Famuodun, are responsible for the loss of APC in the July 16, 2022 governorship election in Osun State. A statement by the media aide to Osun State APC chairman Kola Olabisi said the threat of the leaders of top that they will work against the re-election of the governor manifested in the result of the election. The release reminded top members demanding the restructuring of APC that Governor Oyetola had promised to do that immediately after the election. It wondered why the members of top are afraid of sanctions from the APC if they had not done anything wrong in the first instance. The chairman of top, Honorable Rasak Saleh Ishile, had addressed a press conference in Osogbo where he declared that Governor Oyetola and Prince Famuodun were responsible for APC's loss in the July 16, 2022 governorship poll in the state. In the meantime, the leadership of Osun State chapter of All Progressive Congress APC have raised an alarm on the alleged untoward attitudes of certain individuals in Osun State office of the Independent National Electoral Commission INEC and members of the People's Democratic Party PDP in the state to destroy evidence in respect of the petition the APC filed at the tribunal to challenge the victory of PDP governors-elect. The APC accused the PDP and INEC of taking adverse steps to reconcile the content of the electoral results of Forms EC8A and EC8B with the Bimodal Voter Aggregation System (BVAS) reports, which contain the records of the actual number of persons accredited to vote in each polling unit. A statement by the chairman of Osun State chapter of APC, Prince Gboyega Famuodun, alleges that the PDP and certain officials at the Osun State headquarters of the INEC have entered the panic mode and making frantic efforts to manipulate the electoral results and other documents after careful perusing of APC petition. According to APC chairman, the petition filed by APC before the tribunal disclosed facts to prove the allegations that the last governorship election in the state was not complied with Electoral Act 2022 in 749 polling units being contested by APC. The statement quoted the 10 local governments being challenged by APC as Ede North, Ede South, Egbedore, Ejigbo, Ila, Ilisha West, Irekodun, Obokun, Olorunda, and Osogbo local government areas, noting that the APC is in possession of the certified true copies of most documents attached to the petition filed before the tribunal. Prince Famuodun warned against any attempt to tamper with the documents. Meanwhile, Osun State chapter of People's Democratic Party PDP has dismissed its alleged connivance with the certain INEC officials in the state to compromise the content of the electoral results from Forms EC8A and EC8B with the Bimodal Voter Accreditation System (BVAS) report, which contain the records of the actual number of persons accredited to vote in each polling unit. In a statement, the state chairman caretaker committee of PDP, Dr. Akindele Adekunle, took a swipe at the allegation as he reinforced his confidence in the leadership of the National Electoral Commission, Professor Mahmood Yakub, that no criminal-minded person will be allowed to tarnish the image of the electoral body. The PDP decried the allegation as diversionary, pointing out that the report is in the public domain, noting that the statement made by the APC is every inch to the contrary. OSBC News contacted the Independent National Electoral Commission INEC Osun State, which is at the center of allegations and counter-allegations, to know its position on the matter. The resident Electoral Commission, Professor Abdulgani Raji, dismissed all the accusations and counter-accusation, adding that there is nothing for the Commission to defend about them. This is the World at Noon, coming to you from Osun State Broadcasting Corporation, Iliawiye Okebale Osogbo, Voice of the West. Now a mid-news message. Nobody is a total failure if he tries something worthwhile. Be diligent. Ghanaian President Nana Akufo-Addo has inspected the progress so far on the Pandai District Hospital project in the northern region of the country as part of his developmental program. According to the president, the hospital is one of the 87 different hospitals facilities currently under construction across the country under the program codenamed Agenda 111. When completed, he said the hospitals will enhance effective health care delivery in the country. The president assured that the hospitals will be completed before the expiration of his tenure of office. The visit of the president to Kapai formed part of his 3-day working visit to the area. He said the hospital will add up to the existing government health facilities in the area and help address the phenomenon of long-distance travels by residents to access health care. President Akufo-Addo noted that his government is committed to ensuring that health infrastructure development is feasible in all communities in the country. President Akufo-Addo explained that the visit to the area is to avail himself to the people and to check the progress of government projects in the district. At least 10 buildings in the old city of Yemen's capital Sana'a have collapsed in recent days due to heavy rainfall lashing the ancient city. The Houthi rebels, who have been in control of Sana'a since the start of Yemen's war in 2014, said 80 other buildings had been heavily damaged and were in need of urgent repairs. The old city of Sana'a is a UNESCO World Heritage Site, and the area is believed to have been inhabited more than 2 millennia. In a statement, the culture minister in the Houthi administration, Abdul Al-Kabas, said the rebels are working with international organizations and seeking help in dealing with the destruction, noting that there were no immediate reports of dead or injured people from the collapses. In the meantime, heavy fighting rages around the eastern Ukrainian town of Piskai as Russia pressed on with its campaign to seize the entire industrialized Donbas region. An official with the Russia-backed Donetsk People's Republic said Biscay was under the control of Russian and separatist forces, but Ukrainian officials had denied its falling. British intelligence reported that Russian military industrialized capacity is under significant strain, with Moscow unlikely to fulfill some export orders for armored fighting vehicles. Meanwhile, Kyiv accused Moscow of carrying out rocket attacks that killed 13 civilians in the area near a nuclear power plant, as the G7 warned that Russia's control of the facility endangers the region. And here again are the highlights of the World at Noon. In Nigeria, the federal government is set to make over 483 billion naira in 3 years from electronic payment boom by way of electronic money transfer levy. Ghanaian President Nana Akufo-Addo has inspected the progress so far on the Kandai District Hospital project in the northern region of the country as part of his developmental program. At least 10 buildings in the whole city of Yemen's capital Sana'a have collapsed in recent days due to heavy rainfall lashing the ancient city. Heavy fighting rages around the eastern Ukrainian town of Piskai as Russian pressed on with its campaign to seize the entire industrialized Donbas region. And that was the World at Noon by Adeniyi Kehinde. News Talk by Adeboye Popola is an insight into the crisis challenging the security of the country and the remedy provides by the Child Rights Act 2003 to the problems. The incessant security breaches in Osun State recently, when the rival cultist groups clashed, is an anathema calling for holistic appraisal of the various strata of the society for appropriate therapy that will cure the state of wanton killings and bloodlettings. It is quite an axiom that man is a byproduct of his immediate environment. This is in consonance with a long-established theory by sociologists that parents are open windows for their children to the outside world. The uproars the state was exposed could be blamed on the gross erosion of the societal ethos that disconnected the parenthood from males, which from primordial era the premier institutions for learning. It goes without saying that societal degeneration is an exhibition of lunacy, immortality, depravity, and wantonness by younger ones in human history. Therefore, it could be rightly asserted that the decay that permeates social lives of Nigerian youths today is arising from poor parentage. Over the years, Nigerian parents have departed from positive parenting as many parents are obsessed with materialistic exigencies. The consequences of desperation for materialism by parents are reckless youth and crime-proliferous society in the country. The manifestation of morally deprived youth are prostitution, wanton killings, bloodletting, uproar, kidnapping for ransom, ritual killings, and other social vices challenging the security of the country. News Talk observes that it is high time the parents realize their statutory obligations as enshrined in Child Rights Act 2003 to ensure well-guided youths and crime-free society. Act criminalizes child neglect and child-girl marriage, which results in uncaring children. The society will strive over squalor and poverty that results to promiscuity and malfeasance by youth if marriages are founded on ideal parenting nationwide. The News Talk therefore calls for holistic and judicious observation of Child Rights Act by the society and scrupulous implementation of the act by the law enforcement agencies in order to redeem the future of Nigerian youths from penury and hopelessness that makes the youth vulnerable to criminal behavior. That News Talk, which took an insight into the crisis challenging the security of the country and the remedy provided by the Child Rights Act 2003 to the problems, was written by Adeboye Opola. For more about us, you can visit www.osbcengine.org. Thanks for listening to The World at Noon. Good afternoon.